Perhaps you're a new angler and have no idea what the drag on your reel is for. Or maybe you're a long-time angler but have never touched a drag. Today I'm going to explain what drag is, where it can be found, and how to use it, and how it can benefit your fishing. If you are fishing and manage to lure a fish to your bait, I'm sure the last thing you want is for a crazy bird's nest to occur when setting the hook, or watching that fish break your line off and get away with your tackle. Well, that's where drag comes in. Drag is most often two friction plates located inside the reel that provides braking power to the line spooling out. When enough force is applied to the setting of the drag, the friction plates release, allowing line to come out of the reel. Drag comes in three different types of systems to accommodate the three different types of drag fishing reels. Spin casting reels have a standard knob adjustment. When using a spinning reel, you should expect to see a drag adjustment plate. Bait caster reels are fitted with star drag systems. Regardless of the type of drag system your reel has, they all operate the same way. The drag on a spin cast reel is always found on the top side of the reel, right above the push button. This is typically the only adjustment that you can make on a spin cast reel. On spinning reels, the drag is always located on the top of the reel. It is always circular to match the shape and size of the reel, and has two indentations on either side of a middle running piece of material that is designed to allow your fingers to get a grip on the device. A bait caster has a star drag system and is always immediately behind the handle. You want to set your drag before the first cast of the day. Often finding out your drag is not set properly happens at an inopportune time, such as when you are setting the hook or fighting a fish. Setting or adjusting the drag while fighting a fish is possible. I often caution people against it for a few reasons. First, lower end and hobbyist reels were not designed to have drag adjusted under load. This can cause damage to the reel and the drag system. The likelihood of having this is low, but it is still possible. The second reason is that you want to have all of your attention and hands on your rod and reel fighting the fish. Deviating from that concentration required to successfully land a fish can result in a lost fish, lost tackle, broken line, or in situations that I fish in, lost money. As stated before, all drag systems work in the same way, and setting them works the same way as well. The only difference comes down to their shape and location on the reel. You still may be a little confused on how to set the drag, or how to know when the drag is set properly. Here's a simple set of instructions on how to do that. First, we never want to set our drag full loose. This will cause the line to come out very easily, which can result in either a bird's nest when setting the hook, or a fish totally running around with your bait and you being unable to stop it. We also don't want to set our drag all the way tight, as this increases the tension on our line, which can result in a quick break off or jerking the hook completely out of the fish's mouth when setting the hook. The goal is to have the drag set at a level of around 50% of the used line weight before the friction plates allow the line to reverse through the spool. For example, if you have a reel loaded with 10-pound line, you want to be able to apply approximately 5 pounds of force to the line by pulling on the line before you can remove any of it. You can guesstimate for this force and adjust prior to your next cast if needed, or you can use grips or other devices used to measure force, although this is truly not necessary. The first tip is to know when your drag is set too loose. You can easily tell if the drag is too loose when fighting a fish if you go to turn the handle and no line is taken up, and the handle feels as if it's turning in circles. It feels this way because the friction plates have released, and when we add pressure to turn the reel, the friction plates don't have enough force to bring the line in compared to the force being applied by the fish to remove the line. There are two solutions to fix this. The first is to set the drag properly before your next cast. But what if you have a big fish on the line and are unable to reel it in, especially after I just told you not to adjust the drag with a load on it? This can be remedied by placing the rod in between your legs or something else secure. Take one of your free hands and grab the line and stop its movement. We don't want to have the line pulled out by the fish or be pulled in by us. Then we take our other free hand and tighten the drag down a little and resume the fight with the fish. If you can bring in the line but at a staggering slow pace, You can adjust the drag a second time or wait the fish out until they are tired and make the proper adjustments next time. It is always better to fight a fish on looser drag than having it too tight, causing a break off. The final tip is when you're setting the drag for braided fishing line. Braided line is so strong you really don't want to use your bare hands, especially if it's heavier. Not only will the sleeve die on your skin, but the braid can easily cut right through your hand. I suggest using gloves or wrapping the line around pliers a few times and then pulling on the line with the pliers. If you have any further questions about fishing reel drag, leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer those questions for you. If you learned something, please hit that like and subscribe button. Catch you next time.